Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. You know who's talking to you. You know whose show this is. You know what we do when we does what we do, what we do when we does it. It's what's good, America. I am that suburban dad, that quarantine ninja, that militant man of the month. I am tonight. Actually, tonight, I'm Christopher Turner tonight because we're going to get a little deep tonight.
Oh.
And my right-hand man on my left-hand side, but my left-hand man on my right-hand side, the gainfully employed.
Yo.
West Coast, Mr. Hey, James Madison Walton the third.
I mean, check it out, Chris. I ain't gonna sit here in front of America. It's getting ugly out here, but it's all good. They hired me. It's been 2 months coming, but I got a job, y'all.
Damn that Rona.
I mean, you know, it came down to this, but like I said, man, I shout out to the missus, man, because you know, at the end of the day, she's holding it down. You know what I mean? She knew the money was running out, and she was like, "Bitch."
Hey, and I'm gonna be a whole hundred with you. I make decent money, and if my wife had to make the money that I make, my wife would fucking kill herself because my wife knows what I make, and she laughs every time I get paid. So that's where we at in my relationship.
So wait, what's worse? Is it worse to get the laugh, or do you get, or to get the aw? You know, like it's so cute. Yeah, that's cute.
You got a comma in your check. That's cute. That's okay.
I'd almost rather the asshole laugh.
It's like, oh, look, you got a little comma in your check now, huh?
Yeah, you 37 getting patted on the back like, hey, way to go.
Hey, look who's growing up.
Yeah, look at you. You know what? I made you a graham cracker with some peanut butter and an apple slice on it. Like we in kindergarten shit. Like,
oh, look at you.
No.
I'm not worried about an hourly wage anymore. Look at you, big guy.
I know, man. No, but shout out to our women, man. They hold us down, man. And they let us through the school system and show our faces like this now. So they must love us.
Hey, I'm back serious now though. I got to get real militant. I told you at the beginning it was going to be a real militant show. And I'm going to let you know right now. If you never liked us before, you're going to fucking hate us tonight.
I mean, we've been pushing it.
If we go push it, let's just go ahead and go off the cliff on this one. If you didn't like us during the topics we were bringing up about everything that's going on with the social injustice and all that stuff, hey, tough shit. It's about to get real tonight.
Yeah.
We're about to bring up the most hated man in sports right now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get prepared real quick. I got to get real militant.
Oh, there he is.
I had to get militant for a second.
Hey, but now that you got them on, man, you know who you look like, right? Remember the movie Be Cool? You look like one of the dub MCs, man. Y'all better play it. Oh shit. Over here.
Hey, whatever it takes.
The coldest rap group in music history, man. I'm telling you, dude.
We're about to bring up the pure militant stuff tonight. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is tonight.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick has now been cleared, I guess, or allowed, I guess would be the better way to say it, to play in the NFL again. This is a short show, but it's still going to be a two-part question. Part one, Walt, does he get a shot?
Well, I've got a couple views on this. And you know, honestly, man, we talked about it. We talked about it the last show, and it just come to really fruition. 100% he plays in the league this year. It happens. Two reasons. One, all of a sudden Donald Trump said that, you know, hey, Colin Kaepernick deserves a shot. I was taking that from you. I was not letting you get that. I was going to let you. I'm shooting that shot right now. So we can get right into that.
Damn
you don't think I got a job? I still read the news on my phone when it shows up.
Oh God, I was gonna use that one. God, I was gonna use it.
You come on, man. I knew as soon as you brought it. Come on, man. You know, I got to be ready to go. I never know when you're gonna call me. Listen, man, this is how I be at work when I read stuff. I be like, Corona has creeped up in California again. Yeah, that's old news.
Yep.
John Bolton wrote a book about Trump. I'm like, save that. Donald Trump says Colin Kaepernick deserves to play. I said, ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
it's. I mean, dude, I didn't ever think that we could, for real, physically live in the Twilight Zone. But 2020 should be called the Twilight Zone because the shit that's happening. Come on, man. Look here. It went from Colin Kaepernick is everything that's wrong to America to now.
Yep.
You know what? He deserves a job. Aunt Jemima's gone. Uncle Ben about to be gone. Mrs. Buttersworth, people are just finding out she's white after it's a Twilight.
Whoa, wait, what?
You didn't know Mrs. Butterworth? You know Mrs. Butterworth white?
No.
You better hit that Google. Shout out to.
And Mrs. Butterworth is thicker than fish grease.
Yeah. But I know maybe she was like Britney Spears' grandmother.
I see what you did there. I like it. I like it.
Marilyn Monroe had them yams. She was repping that too. I can't try to make you spit up that delicious brown. I'm over here drinking white and sandy brown stuff today. But,
oh my God!
But let me get back on topic. I just wanted to see if I could get Chris off. But yeah, Kaepernick 100% will play in the NFL this year. And it's been mandated by the highest office in the land. So that basically tells me it's a wrap. He said, you know what? Nobody should kneel, and nobody kneel. Now that he says Kaepernick should play, don't be surprised if it ends up being Jerry Jones signing up. Why not? Why not put more pressure on Dak to go? Listen. I'm gonna go ahead and make him the third string quarterback. Andy Dalton is good enough to win with this team. You don't want to take my $35 million. Andy Dalton will play here for 25.
True.
If not, I've got the black symbol. After all I did, I haven't said shit through all this. But I signed Colin Kaepernick. Jerry Jones is a businessman.
I'll say this. If he ends up in Dallas, I will never, ever say anything bad about the Dallas Cowboys ever again. And that's saying something. Because it is a Jerry Jones business move because he hasn't said anything, hasn't stood for this, hasn't stood for that. But if he comes out the blue, we're going to sign Kaepernick to a 2-year, $5 million deal, which is honestly just about league minimum. For a veteran, is what he can get. Mm-hmm. It might be 2 for $7, whatever it is. If Jerry comes in and swoops in and says, "Yeah, we got Cap," I hate to say it, I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all. And I guess I'm going to agree with you. Cap does end up on the team this year. Now, if he plays, 50-50. I think it depends on the team, which is the second part of this question. But I think he ends up on the team. I just think it has to be, and forgive me for race biting, but it has to be an urban city he ends up in. Because granted, the way NFL is going to play the games, probably because of how the pandemic is, the seats won't be filled anyway, because you can't. But it has to be in a city where the fact that there's more African Americans and minorities in that city, so that it's not just a hot topic. It'll be supported more than anything else.
What city is that besides Atlanta entirely? I don't know any other city where there's more minorities.
Detroit.
Detroit. Listen, there's a lot more M&Ms than there are in D12.
True. You got all right. So Atlanta is honestly the dream location. Period. Atlanta is the new chocolate city. DC, but Dan Snyder is not going for that shit at all. That's not happening.
Doug Williams already put him on blast because Doug Williams has been in the front office, and I'm pretty sure Doug Williams was trying to sign him. So shout out Doug Williams, one of the original great black college players, that doesn't get his credit. So there. I wanted to ask you a question, type of question.
Go ahead.
I just thought about this way. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Now you got the president saying what he said. Now, what does Colin Kaepernick do? Does Colin Kaepernick go, I won't go anywhere unless I start and create that topic, and then all of a sudden, here we go. Is it one of those things to where if I don't get to compete for a starting job, I'm not playing for anybody. And then we get back into this whole thing about, well, he obviously doesn't want to play. Because remember, that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's rhetorical. I don't know. I just thought about that when we're talking about this. Because listen, I know how the media works, man.
Yeah.
I could see this spinning. And to defend the guy, I almost would have to agree with him. Like, I'm not saying I should be the starter, but I should have the right. If I'm better than this guy in camp, you can't take it away from me. And I think those are the teams where he should go compete. So I give you the prime example. And I'm going to say this because I think it's the right thing for our city to do. Our city is a blueprint for it. We have a legit open quarterback competition in the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
Why not add him into that? And we see whatever flavor works to run that offense. Because I've seen that offense be run by a guy that was very successful, down in San Francisco. It didn't get a Super Bowl, but if you can do enough, like an Alex Smith, you can win a lot of games in our system. Trubisky is basically an inaccurate Alex Smith.
Oh God, that's 1,000% correct.
But here's the football part of it with Kaepernick. How good are his legs now? So what type of quarterback is he? Like, we can really break down this. Does he deserve a job? Yes, because I love Josh Johnson. Shout out to this guy. This guy has played for 11 years somehow. Started 2 games. But get the fuck out of here. So, Josh Johnson was starting games when Colin Kaepernick had just went to a Super Bowl, even though I don't give him credit for that Super Bowl, but call a spade a spade. He was good enough to get it done and came within inches of
one pass.
And brought them dudes back. So that says something against arguably, well, no, it's not arguably. In the last 20 years, it's been the best defense in the NFL. Bar none. Since Ray's been there, it's been the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Consistently year by year. So, I don't know. It's rhetorical. Like, and it starts to lean towards that. Like now it's like, does Collins play that card? And maybe now here we go. And then it becomes, well, now you're just going to play him because he's black. And now it restarts a whole nother war. Like, I almost feel like Trump's message is almost like, let's do this, but let's fuck everything up. And I'm going to find a way to use this shit, and I'm going to energize my shit. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm going too deep. I'm not even drunk for this one. I got to go. I have to go to bed after this. I got work in the morning. Shit.
Hey, that's what happens when you become gainfully employed. Like them late night shows we were doing, them shits don't work.
Hey, only on the weekends now. Friday night and Saturday night, they talk about you need to be here at 3:30. Are you kidding me? I do get it. There you go in my house. She puts a pacifier in my mouth before I go to sleep every day. Tucks me in the bed. 7:02. I'm gonna be out. Pacifier gonna fall, sucking my thumb.
So here's my take on it. I don't think he plays that card to a certain extent. I feel as though I think he wants to play, and it's not I want to stand on the cross and bear it from that. I think he wants to play. And if he goes into a situation where a Chicago situation, then yes, I think he wants to compete for the starting job because as football players, if you get 2 years off and you're fairly young and you get a chance to come back and you've been working the whole time, that's essentially adding years to your life. So he's a scrambling quarterback who can throw it that hasn't been hit for 2 years, 3 years almost. So that gives him, he has beyond fresh legs. Essentially, it's almost like the Michael Vick situation. Like he's fresh. He's a scrambling quarterback that's fresh.
I'm
gonna leave that alone.
Put him in the same conversation.
I just mean as a scrambling quarterback. That's it. Not anything else. Just a scrambling quarterback. A mobile quarterback. That's all I mean. So you have a mobile quarterback that hasn't been hit for almost 3 years. Now, if he ends up with Chicago, I think, yeah, he's going to want a challenge for the job because look what you got compared to what I am. And if I beat him out in camp, then I should play. Let me throw this at you. What if he ends up in Tampa Bay? Brady's there for 2 years. He says he wants to play to 45.
Yeah, all Tom is trying to do is at least get to the playoffs without Belichick. Anything after that, it validates Tom. I like that one too. Here's another one that's pop. And this was actually kind of bridging to Chris's second question. Where should he go? I brought up Chicago because based on that, it's a quarterback competition. He's not going to beat Nick Foles in that offense. Nick Foles will be the starting quarterback, and the Bears will be better. That's another conversation for another day. Here's another place. I got a couple places. L.A. Chargers.
San Diego. They are the L.A. Oh, sorry. They
gotta respect them.
They so much that go ahead.
So you've got a rookie quarterback there.
Yep.
You got Tyrod Taylor, who's like the Rodney Dangerfield of football. He can't get no respect, right?
True.
And then bring in Kaepernick. They've got Easton Stick there, who is not quite Carson Wentz. Because, they're going to go for these North Dakota. By the way, that kid up there now, that freshman, that kid's going to
be buddy.
Conversation for a different day. How about the Indianapolis Colts?
I'm okay with that. You got them in the dome. You got them in a winnable conference. I'm okay with that.
Cincinnati. They drafted the number one quarterback, but put somebody behind him that, hey, if Joe is not quite what we need him to be, we can lean on this guy. And honestly, if we're bad, it's good either way because the guys in play, you essentially have two rookies.
Here's my only thing about him going to Cincinnati. And as much as it hurts me to say this, and God, it hurts me from the core of my soul. I can't even believe I'm about to say this. I believe Joe is a sure thing.
Oh, yeah. He's a sure been probably since Andrew Luck.
And I think with Joe, even though he's going to get hit a bunch because that O-line needs to be rebuilt as well. I believe with Joe, he doesn't need the distraction of a backup. Because Colin, regardless, you need if you're going to bring him into a situation like that, you need somebody who's mentally and physically strong and know, this is my spot. So that's what I'm saying. With me, I think Tampa Bay is the perfect spot for him because Brady's going to look back like, yeah, you're good, but I got all of these. So if you put him in with a rookie, I think it just messes with that rookie, which entails messes with the future of your franchise.
Okay, I'll give you that. And for the record, I want to put this out there because it's business post. America, I am not saying that Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson were not sure things in the minds. No. Okay, what I'm saying is those guys weren't number one overall draft picks. So when I say Joe Burrow's the surest thing I've seen since Andrew Luck, it's basically of all the quarterbacks that have gone number one since Andrew Luck, how have we looked? We haven't looked very good.
And that's the thing. It's different with mobile quarterbacks anyway. It's just different.
If you redo the draft, you flip a coin, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, but you're probably
exactly.
If you redo the draft, that's why it's very hard to be a Bears fan. Listen, Ryan Pace, I'm sorry. I could do your job in my sleep. I know what the city of Chicago wants. They wanted to actually have a dynamic passer. We always have dynamic defense and run. We want to actually have a guy that can sit. Can you believe this dude passed on Deshaun Watson?
And
okay, the Patrick Mahomes, like, I can understand that because I watched him. Okay, like, here's the thing about Patrick. And I love the fact that he's defied the odds because I love the guy. And I'm a fan of him because his dad was a heck of a pitcher. So anytime anybody's got that type of lineage, I'm going to lean towards him. Especially if your dad was like a good player and wasn't great, a la Bobby Bonds, Barry Bonds, a la Ken Griffey Sr., Ken Griffey Jr. When your dad is like mid-level and then you come behind him, you usually end up killing his ass, right?
Right.
Listen, Oliver Luck, backup quarterback. Not really shit in the league. Andrew was like, you know what? I just proved I can come back from injury. Fuck y'all, I'm out. 29 years old. Ain't giving me my money. So this is not a black all discussion. I'm just saying, like, that's a true thing in sports. So I'm just really hoping when I have my kids, I'm so mediocre that they're gonna be so dope. Like, it's it. This podcast is gonna really take off. But Joe Burrow, to me, I agree with that. And for you to say that on this show really says a lot because this is your platform, so I respect it.
It hurts. I'm not even gonna lie.
Listen, here's the bottom line about this. It just comes back to the things we've talked about the past two shows. It's time. America, it's fucking time. You've been on some bullshit. Listen, and people I care about, this goes out to you. I have watched, I have read, and I've listened to the things you all say. And I respect everybody. It doesn't change my friendship with you. But at the end of the day, get the fuck out of here. Because I'm tired of the narratives of everything around here. Just be honest and be good people. And if you're supporting somebody that is not a good person, this motherfucker said 3 years ago, I would never let anyone disrespect my flag like that. I'd get their asses out of there. Ah!
Ungawa!
For real, Silencio. There's a white man talking. Hey. And gave us O.J. Simpson back. And O.J. don't even want back. Ain't that a bitch? Listen.
Oh, God.
It's time. America, this is what's good. This is why it's been a minute since we've talked. You know what I mean? Like, we still got a lot of work to do. I've seen so many. I'm proud of everybody for the most part that I see on my streams. People that I have different opinions with, because I have seen your stances change and I've seen you kind of understand the evil that you have caused, along with myself who didn't vote, and the people that, like, this is our fault. It's all of our faults. Let's start looking at the make of people. I mean, this guy knew when he took that knee, it was a wrap. Why do you think he wasn't cornrowing that shit no more? All of a sudden, he was letting the afro come out. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He said, it's a wrap for me. But you know what? I've heard back and forth. He's had his calls. Well, if it's really about this, the money, dude, you know what? It costs a lot of money to be a public figurehead. I don't know how much Martin Luther King was getting. But I tell you what, Dave Chappelle said it best in his stand-up. What if Martin Luther King had a shoe deal?
Hey.
Thank God Colin Kaepernick got a shoe deal because, hey, we got enough time to prove that, hey, you know what? He got a chance to at least look how much time he got. 3 years. We're like, okay, it wasn't about the flag. Now you got the Drew Brees apologizing for fucking up. J.J. Watt saw that shit, was like, oh, I ain't about to say no dumb shit.
I'm not about to say that shit. I feel as though like his placement needs to be somewhere where the front office is secure. If there is a starter in hand already, he has to be secure. Essentially, he has to have testicular fortitude, as Mankind used to say from WWF. Like, it has to be somewhere where the starter looks back and like, all right, listen, I know who you are. I know what you can do. I'm going to fight you with everything I got. Or it has to be a situation where the town that he's going to has to be a little bit darker. I'm just gonna put that out there. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just how I feel. But the town he goes to has to be a little bit darker. So New York is pretty much out. Like they're out. The matter of fact, I'm almost go through every team. New York is out. Buffalo is out. Miami is actually a possibility, even though we got Tua time. And honestly, that means Rosen is probably out. We got Fitzmagic, but Fitzmagic is good for like 4 games.
I love Colin Kaepernick, but he's not better than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I'll leave that. That's another discussion. Tampa Bay is the ideal spot.
When does Ryan Fitzpatrick have the number 1 defense behind him? Who's the last quarterback to lead the Jets to double-digit wins?
Fitzmagic.
Who's the guy that ended Tom Brady in New England?
Fitzmagic.
He's not better than him.
So.
And I love you, Colin. You ain't better than that.
Atlanta may be a dream spot. Carolina, somewhere to look at. Washington Redskins, that shit ain't happening. Trump is okay with you coming back, but not coming back with you playing in his fucking house. So, no DC. San Francisco, they got Jimmy G, and I don't think Jimmy G is mentally strong enough to have that push behind him and that ghost of Colin Kaepernick and then the actual Colin Kaepernick behind him. So I don't think that's there.
I live right down the street from the stadium. You talk about you want to make that would be a splash. Hey, come on. Porn star
Jimmy and Cap. So it is what it is.
I think Kyle Shanahan could get it done he showed he get it done with Jimmy G, but
you got San Diego.
I'll throw some others that are.
Los Angeles.
I'll give you some others that are out.
It's a good spot. They're not going to Seattle.
Arizona's out. Houston's out. Kansas City's out.
Seattle's out. Dallas is a wild card.
Dallas is intriguing.
That's a wild card.
Philly's intriguing because of how
Houston isn't no.
Houston's hell no, but Philly, based on how injury prone Carson Wentz is,
True.
Very interesting.
True.
Let's keep going. Shit. New Orleans.
Ooh.
He's got 1 year left.
He can hold on. If he goes to New Orleans, Drew has 1 year left. So then it comes down to who do you want as a backup? Cap
or Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill or Mr. 30 for 30, Mr. Crab Legs himself, Jameis Winston.
I forgot Jameis was there.
Yeah. So in Carolina, they got Teddy B. They got Teddy Two Gloves right now. But who's the backup? Like that kid they had last year? Like, I don't – Like, don't get me wrong. I think
you know who they signed though. They signed that boy that was killing in the XFL, PJ Walker, because Matt Rule used to coach him.
That's right.
So, yeah,
and Andrew Luck's dad vouched for him.
Yeah, and everybody vouched for him. I guess this kid can play. So Teddy better stay healthy.
So honestly,
there's some spots.
Better and better.
Yeah, there's some spots. Tennessee's not a bad place. They just signed Tannehill to that big-ass contract. Why not have Kaepernick back him up? Do Tannehill.
Let's not. We're not.
Listen, let's do Tannehill the same way Tannehill did Mariota and got his ass up out of there. You know what? John Gruden sign him. It's Derek Carr and Mariota.
America.
What?
I'm not going to have a conversation about John Gruden or the Titans. We're just going to go straight into give me a minute. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. So, Walt, would you like to go first or would you like to go second?
I'm going to definitely go second based on how mad I just made you on accident. I didn't even know I did that. That wasn't even on purpose.
America, give me a minute. Our host likes to go into 90s references a lot. And you can see by how tight my eyes, like that Crown Royal is kicking my ass. But our host likes to go into 90s references a lot. And he's right. But what I found out on my drive to work every day this week, I listened to Sirius Music, the satellite radio, channel 47, which is like the old school, like hip hop and R&B. 90s R&B is fucking filthy as shit. Okay? I just want to put this, like, it's disgustingly filthy. I was on the way to work and all you rain down on me, let your love just shower me, just rain on me. Are you sick? Look at the tone of this, like, listen to what they're talking about. It is disgusting.
Hey, sometimes it's soft as the misty rain.
Every woman needs their own Splackavelli. Somebody who can call when your man ain't treating you right. He can work you out. Are you what? Somebody rocking, knocking the boots. This music is honestly disgusting. So here's the thing. 80s babies, that means you were a teenager in like the 90s. This is the reason why most 80s babies have unfaithful marriages, so many damn kids, and are just terrible sexual deviants. 90s R&B music is the devil. I'm done.
Well, America, I feel like this is our preview to our hour show. I feel like we just got our two topics. It's going to be 90s R&B music and John Gruden.
Fucking disgusting.
Because we are both on opposite sides of that. I'm not even going to go there. I mean, was it a little bit, promiscuous in the 90s? Of course.
Hold on. Hold on. Do you mind if I stroke you up? I don't mind. Are you serious?
I mean, listen, man. I shouldn't even utter these lyrics on our show, but I mean, there was a song literally where the chorus was "Sex Me, baby, baby, sex me."
Exactly.
I mean, the entire 12-play album was basically our booklet. That's how we learned. We learned from somebody that we shouldn't have been learning from. God, I really missed that in my discography that I can't play this guy anymore. Oh, but real shit though. And then I'm gonna do my give me a minute. I ain't gonna lie though. You know what? Hi. Zozo! That's who be trying to steal everything we're doing. So based on Zozo sitting here, I'm not gonna do that. Give me a minute.
No. She just wanted to say hi. This is the voice of the commercial on all of our shows.
And it's gonna be the voice of the whole entire show. Can I go to Target with
Did she just say that and just fade away? I can't believe she did that.
Yeah.
So just came on and said, as Chris was kindly, I'm repeating it to my baby.
His child.
She is your baby. I have to do this. I can just play this back for her. All right, here we go. I'm ready for mine. There we go. America. Give me a minute. I want to take some time here to do something that I haven't done in the last couple. I've been very, just kind of feeling myself and on some other things. But I want to talk about really what this show has meant to me and something happened. I didn't even tell Chris this. I had a buddy of mine from way back in the Minnesota days, like mid-90s when the Waltons were the only blacks in Rochester. He reached out to me and he actually watched, our live feeds that we did just like this, and he listened to it. And it's a buddy of mine, Jake Vince. And I couldn't believe it because of everything that's been going on in the world and obviously how, Minnesota has definitely been a target. I can honestly say with all my heart, that is the point of everything that's happening. And for me to remind everybody out there, no matter what, we know who the good people are. Okay? It was the Jake Vinces, the Ryan Steeles, the Mark Clarys, the John Emmerichs, the Jeremy Whitrocks, you know, the Joey Terrans, Anthony Suys, all these guys that looked out for me and played sports with me. Nick Lentz, Nick Pedersen. I still remember these guys' names from the 5th grade, you know what I mean? And for him to reach out and believe in what we're doing and what we're saying was huge to me, because that was a big part of my life. And I can defend Minnesota at this point. I didn't have any issues. Nobody said anything to our face. And if they said it behind our back, at least they did it in their house. They didn't do it in front of us. So the main thing that I want to say is thank you, Jake, for reaching out. Me and the missus are definitely going to come down to Austin and see you for sure. And I want to shout out just everybody, you know, that I grew up with in Rochester, because you may be watching or may not be watching. I never know now. It's amazing what this reach has done. And I appreciate Jake for giving us love. And to everybody else that's been watching us, whether you like what we're saying or what you don't like what we're saying, the best part about it is dialogue. You know, we can feel strong about either way, but we're at the point now, and I said it in this, like, enough's enough. If you really are a good person and you want to do the right things by this country, we all have to accept the responsibility. And it starts with me. It started with us speaking on it. It starts on me doing the right things and getting out here and voting and paying attention to these things. It starts with me always being a better fiance, soon-to-be husband, to my soon-to-be wife, being a better friend, and being somebody that steps up and says, hey, these things aren't right. We need to fix this. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. And then to sign off from there, the Bears will make the playoffs. What's good, America? Come on, man. I was going to keep it serious, but I was going to just tell the truth.
And then, see, that's
Don't tell the truth.
That's when you know the alcohol is kicked in.
It is not at all, actually, which is terrible. But
America,
man, it was short, but it was long at the same time. I'm looking at the clock. God damn, we can talk.
I'm not sure when this shit cuts off or whatever. I'm actually going to let my mom listen to this one. If you have it, download the Anchor app. Go to Anchor in the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, download Anchor. Look for What's Good America. We're starting to make a little bit of money now. So download Anchor. All you got to do is listen. We're not asking you for money. All you got to do is just listen. That's all we're asking you to do. Give us feedback. Let us know what's going on. We're going to throw these things on Facebook as much as we can. We got another show tomorrow because my dog is now gainfully employed.
Let's go. Let's go.
Once he gets off work tomorrow, we got another show coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna be off early too. It's gonna be on. It's on.
So my dog gainfully employed. I am, thank God, to insert name of company here. I'm gainfully employed because I refuse to say my company name. We appreciate you. We love you. Download Anchor, share it, like it, love it, make it your favorite. Let us know if you got any beef. If you got any beef, at me and I'll fight your punk ass. So let's just get it out there. Download Anchor. What's Good America? I am, tonight anyway, Christopher Turner. That is James Walton III, Mr. Southside. This is episode whatever of What's Good America? What's good?
What's good, America?